How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Mortal Kombat 1995.
In each of us, there burns the fury of a warrior. In every generation, a few are chosen to prove it.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament.
Three.
And this movie is directed by Paul Anderson. He did the original Resident Evil movie, and he did some of the sequels, and he also directed Event Horizon with Lawrence Fishburne. So this movie is based on a video game, obviously, during the early 90s arcade nostalgia era. Your main characters is Liu Kang, Shang Tsung, Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Reptile, Kitana, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, you name it, they are all here in this movie. They are the famous fighters of the Mortal Kombat video games that we know and love, especially the original arcade trilogy. Getting a little off topic, but a lot of people still prefer Street Fighter video games over Mortal Kombat video games. I don't give a fuck. I love Mortal Kombat. I always loved Mortal Kombat since I played the old games, since I watched these movies, especially this one. So, dude, I always bought action figures of Mortal Kombat when I was a kid. I just love Mortal Kombat. Shit, I remember playing PlayStation 2 Mortal Kombat games with my cousins. That's how much I love this universe. So the plot for this movie is basically the plot of the original Mortal Kombat video game. You have your main heroes, Liu Kang, Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade. They are here to protect Earthrealm from the tyranny of Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn. Raiden is a thunder god. Liu Kang is the chosen one. He is like the wannabe Bruce Lee, the martial arts. Sonya is part of a secret agency government. Johnny Cage, he's just like a billion boy actor, like a Hollywood actor that loves martial arts. Shang Tsung is an evil sorcerer that works for Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn is basically the ruler of all realms that he's been taken over, and he's like the emperor pretty much. And of course you have all these other side villains such as Scorpion, Sub-Zero, at least in this movie, because it's so weird. In the games and other animated movies or in other, like, he's always been perceived as a protagonist, but I don't know why in this movie he's like an antagonist, but it is what it is. And you have Reptile and Goro, the four-armed creature, which is really cool. So you have Kano. Kano's that one guy who has like a robotic eye that shoots out laser. So all these characters are all here for their own purpose, but really they're here to save Earthrealm, or the other side can take over Earthrealm. It all determines like who wins in this tournament. And of course, fatalities will happen.
We'll travel to the mystical realm of Outworld to defend our people against Shang Tsung. You will die.
So that's pretty much the plot of this movie. Just fighters are bound together to protect their Earthrealm against the tyranny of evil. So this movie is amazing. This is honestly the best video game movie adaptation like ever. Like, this is perfect. Name one other movie or name one other video game movie that's like so good to the point where it matches with the video game. Name one other than this movie. Exactly. Like Resident Evil, it was alright, but it wasn't like the video games. Assassin's Creed, House of the Dead was just... And Sonic the Hedgehog movie and the Super Mario Brothers movies. Like, dude, Tomb Raider wasn't even that good. Like, you see my point. So fingers crossed that the new Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out on HBO Max is going to be good. Which I already know it's going to be good. But the question is it going to be good as this movie? I don't know, because like I said, this movie is pretty damn good. This is a perfect example of how to make a good video game movie. Like, the characters is done right. They chose the perfect actors to play these characters, in my opinion. Like, I can't think of any other actor who can replace these characters. Of course, the reboot, you have new people, so that's why I'm not sure of how these new actors are going to play these same characters in the reboot, but especially, I can't pronounce the whole name, so I'm going to say his last name, Tagawa. He played Shang Tsung, like, good in this movie. He's probably like one of the best villains in cinematic history after watching this movie. He played Shang Tsung so good to the point where, like I said, he's just one of the best villains of all time. He makes the character Shang Tsung so fun, so evil, so just has a lot of charisma. just hell yeah, I love this character. And it's so good to the point where they even reprises his role in the Mortal Kombat 11 video game, which like the same actor who voices the character, which is really awesome. A lot of great quotes in this movie, a lot of good fight scenes in this movie. The martial arts is pretty epic at times. The soundtrack is fucking amazing. It has that like techno 90s aestheticness in this movie, which I really, really enjoy. And the only problem I have with this movie, really, this movie is not rated R, which I bet everybody back then expected a rated R Mortal Kombat movie once it was first announced. But of course, I guess I don't know. I don't know the real story of why they made it PG-13, but so that's why there wasn't really fatalities in this movie, at least gruesome fatalities, which was, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But at least the new reboot is promising with a R rating. So you can tell the reboot is going to be graphic, like more graphic than this movie.
In an ancient tournament, one more victory.
Your soul is mine.
And our world is theirs.
It has begun.
And plus, this movie has one of the best theme songs of all time, like in history. Like every time you hear that Mortal Kombat theme song, you know shit's about to go down. Really, like, there's really nothing bad I can say about this movie other than the rating. Oh, there is one more thing. The CGI is kind of weak in this movie. It really is kind of weak. It looks weird and awkward at times. It's just, yeah, the CGI in this movie is so outdated. Yeah, like everybody like who played these characters just did so well to the point where, like I said, I mentioned earlier that they got their own characters back in Mortal Kombat 11 voiced as the same actors and actresses, which is really cool. Yeah, Raiden's badass in this movie. Liu Kang, dude, oh my god. Like Robin Shao, the guy who plays Liu Kang in this movie, oh my god, he brings his character to light in this movie. Like Robin Shao is Liu Kang, just like how Taigua is Shang Tsung. I love this movie, so I would give this movie an 8 out of 10, just because of those two minor, like the CGI and how it was a little bit toned down of the violence, which was really a bummer, because that's the whole point of the whole Mortal Kombat video games, especially because it has an M rating. It's one of the few earliest games that created that M rating because of the fatalities back in the day. But it is what it is. That doesn't have whatever. It's a movie, so I mean, I like it for what it is. I enjoyed it. The characters are awesome. The soundtrack's awesome. The fight scenes is amazing. Especially how it's shot. The cinematography in this movie is awesome, and the choreography is great. Everything's just great about this movie. Yes, it could be cheesy at times, but it's a video game movie, the perfect one, for crying out loud. So I love this movie. So that was my quick review of Mortal Kombat 1995. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Your soul is mine.
You can't run from me, Shang!
I don't need to run.
Raiden, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Sonya.
Combat begins.